So today I've been working on the Honda CR-Z lithium pack, and these have failures with the BMS boards, 4 BMS boards here. And what happens is either the LTC chips can fail, or the FETs can fail, and they can fail with a leak, and that will slowly discharge the cells that are attached to them and kill them if you don't catch them in time. So this one was quite interesting. This pack had been in storage for a while, and it's obviously had a very small leak on one of the cells. So I pulled it in and I connected it up to my system, and you can see that the first cell in the pack here is only at 3.77 volts. So now it's slowly coming back up again. So what I did was I charged the pack up to a nice high voltage, and I wanted to see if it would start balancing itself, but it won't. It will only balance when the system's in the car operating, so I've had to manually bring it up. So what I've done is I've worked out which the wires are for that particular low cell, and I've got them connected to my power supply here, and it's charging about 0.5 amp. So in a couple of hours that should bring that up to where the others are, and then I'll slowly discharge the pack to bring it down to around 3.7 volts or so for storage again. So basically, as I say, this had a problem, this board, and it was a FET that was leaky. It was actually this first FET on the left hand side here that was leaking, and the way I found it was by using my infrared camera, and you can see at the moment there are no leaky FETs here. They were warm. It was obviously warm, very slightly warmer than the others, and you can calibrate this camera to detect quite small differences in temperature. And I'll post a picture captured from the camera earlier on when I was testing the faulty board, and you'll see that this one is really hotter certainly than all the others, and it was obviously leaking even without the board powered up. So then it was a question of the board on the bench, and we have the board here. I've now repaired it, and here we have FET, and I've got a donor board here. So basically I took a FET off this donor board and removed the faulty one from here, and I've replaced it with a good one from the other board. So this is the dead FET. It's got a leak from the gate to the drain. It's not a massive leak, but obviously over when the cell's in storage for weeks or months, pack's in storage, it will slowly drag it down. If I hadn't have sort of checked this pack every now and again, it would have gone below the critical low voltage for the cells and eventually killed it, and that can happen. And now in use with such a small drain, you might get away with it, and it may not be noticeable because the pack will try and balance obviously when it's being used in the car. So if the drain is very, very small, it may not affect it. But as I'd found this one was faulty, it was advisable to change it. So as you say, I've changed the FET from the donor board, and it's now fixed.